Day 75. So my roommate just got back from camping. And so there's a little bit of a delay for me to go on live because I just continued writing my book. And so that happened. And now they just went out for a bike ride. So I'm like, perfect timing. I can go on into day 75 without moving locations, like going to my room. And talk about what just happened today. And yeah. Okay, so I wrote, as you know, I wrote a book back in May 2020 called When I Grow, So Do You. And this is all about like mindfulness practices, choose your own adventure style, from meditation, self-love practices, what else did I put? Like letting go, what ifs, like there's tons of journal prompts. And it was a choose your own adventure. So you pick which practice you want to incorporate in your life. And I shared a story as to why I started those practices and a simple how-to. So since then, obviously I have grown a lot. I've gone through very many different situations. I have experienced many different things, and I also have dove into shadow work and inner child healing at a level that I didn't explain in the first book. And so at the end of summer, I basically got this like huge ass intuitive hit to go write my second book. And I remember like blow drying my hair super fast because it was like all in my mind, and I knew it was all gonna like spill out. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to lose this. And I remember just like rushing to blow dry my hair. Basically ran down to the coffee shop and started writing. And I literally sat there for 6 hours. Not kidding, 6 hours, and 9,000 words just vomited onto the computer screen. And ever since then, I kind of closed it, haven't looked at it, haven't reread it, nothing. I just closed it. And that was the intuitive hit I had, because I knew there was more to my story. I knew that there was more about this book than just what I had written that day. It wasn't done. And I knew it wasn't done. And I had to experience more. I knew something big was happening in my life, that there was, and at this point, this was like, I wasn't going through the housing situations that I'm in now. I was still kind of navigating my business. Like I wasn't where I'm at now. So I knew there was just like more to everything I had written that day. And that my second book is basically When I Grow, So Do You, one level deeper. So I am really deep diving into a lot of themes and topics surrounding my life, but really tapping into the deep inner work. It's not the, just the affirmations or the self-love practices. It's like I'm going in and I'm like fully being vulnerable as to where my wounds come from and how I've worked with them, how I've dealt with my life situation, what has come up. And so today, I had a feeling that it was time to continue writing my book, especially with everything that has happened since basically November, that it's been a whirlwind of a life for me. Like the dark night of the soul that never ends, basically. And so I knew I had a lot to say. And so I was kind of like trusting my intuition of like, when to go to the coffee shop and continue writing. And this morning I woke up and the intuition hit. And I was like, okay. So I went down and I spent about 2 hours, and I came back. So I was like a little tired. And so I took a nap. And then kind of went back to it, like just for like the last, basically, I think it was like the last 3 hours that I worked on it. So today was like about 5 hours, and I wrote 5,000 words. This time around, because I was telling more of my story, like the first round, I was explaining a lot of the concepts. And so now I'm like, with all the concepts, I'm actually explaining my story through my concepts that I talk about in my book. And so the first part of the book is a lot of like explanation of concepts of like what is shadow work and like my experience, my perception of shadow work, inner child healing. And then it continues on into how I've incorporated these concepts and how I go through healing and how I manage all that. And so it was telling the story of like everything that has happened up until now. And so again, I just finished it and I decided to just put a pause. It's not done. There is still more to write, but it's because there's more for me to experience to continue writing it. And so I wrote in my stories, I shared with you that I am on the edge of like my life's biggest quantum leap. I felt this edge. I've been feeling this edge basically since November. And it's just, there's been a lot of lessons, a lot of dark night of souls, a lot of shadow work that has happened since, and a lot of like rewiring the thoughts, inner growth. And it's not done. It's not done because I'm at the biggest edge of the quantum leap, and I'm getting a lot of signs from the universe, from the pineapples, like to there's just like so many signs of like that something major is gonna happen or something. Like I don't know, to be honest. I don't know the how, I don't know the what, but I do feel like I'm on this edge of a quantum leap, and I'm not sure like how it's gonna present itself, what's gonna happen. And because of that, I just can't leave the book where it's at. It's not complete, because what I've shared in my stories so far, there are certain lessons I explained in there. There are certain patterns I talked about that I have still yet to figure out what, like, to fully understand these patterns and what they are showing me and what they are saying to me. I'm in the process. I'm in like the midst of it. I'm right in the middle of it all. And so I'm honoring that to myself and just putting out what is already on my mind, as while it is clear, especially what has happened between the housing situation and my business and like what I'm feeling. And so then that way, when I revisit it after whatever time has passed, when I trust it, then I will add on to it. And this is all intuitively led. My first book was all intuitively led. My second book is all intuitively led. And so I wouldn't do it any other way. And I don't believe in forcing the material. I trust that this book will come out when it's meant to come out. I trust that it will be published when it's meant to be published. And so that is where I'm at. I wanted to share that with you because I did get the invite to talk more about it. I don't know launch dates. I don't know any of that because, like I said, this book is like literally based on like my life's biggest quantum leap, and I'm at the edge of it. So I don't know like where I'm going. All I know is that I have a place to live until May 21st. And that I'm just continuing working on my business, and that I'm continuing showing up into these IG lives, and that I'm doing the things that light me up here, like from surfing to running to meditation and taking care of me, and continuing to learn and grow with myself and connect with like-minded individuals, other entrepreneurs, to have powerful conversations. And this is all I know of where I'm at. So I don't know where it's going. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen next week. And so that is why the book has taken another pause. And when it feels complete, I will know when the book feels complete. Even if my journey, like obviously my life journey will not be complete until, well, you know, but this part of my journey, when like this aspect of my journey, there will be a cycle that will close, and that is where that book will close. Like same thing with the first book. The first book was like a complete cycle. It was the beginning levels of my spiritual journey. It was the beginning levels of my inner work. And that completed on its own. That's why that book was like done so quickly, because that cycle had completed itself. And this cycle is like a deeper level that it has yet to complete itself fully. So that is basically what I'm going to share about you for book 2. I'm not going to go into like any more detail than that because of where the book is at. And so this is day 75. If you enjoyed this live, please like, share, or comment. I appreciate it all. And thank you so much for watching. And I will speak to you all tomorrow. Bye.